Today, RC drivers, we're taking a look at the latest Traxxas Fiesta ST rally cars. These recently went through a revamp, and in that update, we got a BL2S version that has all the heavy-duty parts on it. And this actually left Traxxas fans going, hey, what about the high-powered VXL model? Well, they just need a little bit of time, and they gave this a rework with the heavy-duty parts. Both of them actually got new designs as well. And so coming up in the video, I'm gonna show you the changes that they made to the car, show you the differences between the two, and show you how they perform. And by the end of this video, you should be able to determine which one is best for you. The Fiesta Rally is modeled after a Ford Fiesta. It is licensed. You can see the blue ovals on both of the hoods here. They're four-wheel drive electric models. They come out of the box just like this. The BL2S version comes in two different colors. We've got the blue and there is a red body as well. And then for the VXL, there's this green body. Love the look of that. And an orange one with a little bit of blue accents to it. They got a graphics refresh for the latest model. Really like it. I wish there was more of a realistic livery on them and not so flashy, because you lose a little bit of the detail that this cool body has with all the graphics in here. Nonetheless, this is definitely going to turn heads when you're out driving it. Now, some of the other features on the outside that you guys need to know about is they got rid of the body clips. How awesome is that? You can kind of see up front here, they got these little vent-like pieces. That's part of the body mounting system. And then none of that in the rear. The rear body mounting system is actually incorporated into the hard spoiler out back. And then you can see these side guards here. This is actually where the clips are. And it's not a body clip, it's a pull tab type of clip. Just pull on that, both sides, and the body will pop right up. So definitely like that they're going away from body clips on all of their vehicles. Just taking them a little bit of time to do it, but they are doing it. And then visually, the only other change on the outside is the BL2S version has these gunmetal wheels, and then the VXL has the black wheels on it. Love the rally style tire. Really cool tread to it. Looks awesome ripping up dirt. All right, let's pop the body off so I can show you the differences under the hood. With the bodies off, you can start to see some slight differences between the two. This is still the BL2S model here. This is the VXL. And one difference I need to tell you guys about before going forward is the price between the two. So this one is $329.95 and this one is $429.95. So keep that in mind as I start to go over the differences between the two and kind of add it up your head to see if it's worth, going up to this model or sticking with the BL2S version. Now, just to quickly go over the platforms themselves, they got a low CG chassis. It's a composite material, lots of bracing throughout, nice front bumpers to help with protection, independent suspension with coilover oil-filled shocks, heavy-duty axles, again, four-wheel drive drivetrain. They've got the Revo spec differentials in the front and rear, metal gears on the inside of those, metal ring and pinion, ball bearings throughout the entire thing, Revo spec slipper clutch as well in both of them. No center diff in this. That is an option for it. Easy to access the battery with this clip-in strap for both of them, and you can flip it over depending on the height of your battery. You can see these new side Nerf bar type pieces. This is where the body clips in, and it's a pretty solid foundation. Here are the new body mounting systems for the front and rear. There's just pins on the top of the body that slide into those, so it's a really solid system once it's all together. And that's really the basics between the two. I'll talk about radio systems and electronics in a bit, but let's take a look at all the blue parts on here. These are the heavy duty parts. So you got the heavy duty shock towers on both, steering knuckles, caster blocks, rear hubs, and then even the axles. Both of them have the max drive shafts on here, but there's a slight variation between the two that I'll let you guys know about. If you look at the VXL model, they have additional washers on the cross pins and the universals, where the BL2S model doesn't. So if you're gonna go and upgrade later on down the road, or you need to make a replacement, I would say definitely order up the VXL drive shafts. Okay, back to the suspension here. It's pretty much the same. They got these nice sleek arms on the bottom, the oil-filled shocks. There is a difference in the shocks though. The BL2S model has black springs on it, and then the VXL model has the blue springs. So that's a slight difference. The other difference is that we have fixed links on the BL2S. There is the adjustable links over here on the VXL. And I'm gonna keep saying BL2S and VXL a lot, so bear with me, guys. But the next difference up is in the drive shaft. So the center drive shaft here, you can see it's a composite shaft on the BL2S. And then over here on the VXL, it's got the aluminum center shaft, which I really like this option. Now, finally, the namesake of the vehicles are part of the name designation. The speed controllers here and the motors are different between the two. So this is the new BL2S version. This is replacing all the brushed motor systems that have been in their models before. So this is a sealed system, water resistant. They've got the ID plug on it, nice little connector for the 3-wire setup. The BL2S can run a 7-cell nickel metal hydride or a 2S LiPo pack, and that is it. With the BL2S motor, it's a 3300 kV. And over here for the VXL, this could take up to 3S. So 2S and 7-cell, 7-cell, 2S, and 3S over here on the VXL. And the motor itself is a 3500 kV, so that's going to put out a bit more power. This one could get you over 60 miles an hour with the optional pinion gear, and I think these are hitting around 30 miles an hour out of the box. We're going to speed test it so you can see what it actually is right out of the box in just a little bit. And actually, there's two more things I forgot to mention. There's a lot of things going on in these cars. The BL2S gets the standard TQ radio system, where the VXL, that gets the TQI radio system, which will allow you to use the optional link module and app. And then the BL2S has the 2056 steering servo that has 80 ounce-inches of torque. And then the VXL, they give you the 2075 servo in that, and that has 125 ounce-inches of torque. They're both a lot of fun, and the difference is obviously price. A few different parts between the two, and you have to decide, you know, do you really need to go wild with it? Do you need that extra speed? Is the 2S speed going to be good enough for you? The way it handles is going to be a lot more nimble, easier to drive on a 2S system, where a 3S system could be kind of wild. You also have to think about the battery packs and chargers. This setup over here, a 2S system, will be a bit more economical, where this will cost a little bit more for a 3S system. So that's an additional cost over here. All right, guys, enough talking. Let's head outside and see how these perform. All right, guys, we're going to start off with a quick speed test here just to see how fast they go right out of the box. I have the BL2S equipped with a 2S LiPo battery pack. You're actually going to get a little bit quicker speed with the nickel metal hydride pack, but I'm just going right with the 2S. And then over here in the VXL, of course, I've got a 3S system in here. I'm just going to run it on my GNSS because I don't have the link system for the VXL here. You could actually add that separately later on down the road. Makes checking out your speeds a lot easier. But right now, again, just going to go with the GNSS, and here we go. We'll hit track start. You have to say that every time, of course, and we'll see how fast this thing goes. Just right into it. Spin it around and hit it. There we go. That's our top speed. 7,600 pack in there. Of course, I want the runtime, of course. I'm going to play a little bit after this. All right, let's see what we got. Stop. Read. 25 miles an hour on a 2S pack right out of the box. Now to check it out with the 3S pack. Oh, we gotta trim this one a little bit. The other one was set right out of the box. All right, it's going straight. Send it down nice and light. Now spin it around here and roll into it. Whoa, we got major speed on this one. I don't know if I hit top speed, but for this parking lot, that thing was moving. All right, stop, read, 40 miles an hour. Let me see if I can get a little bit more out of it. Start all the way at the end this time. Roll into a little quicker. Yeah. Screaming, plenty of brake, lots of control. That thing looks good. We'll stop, Read again, another 40-mile-an-hour run. All right, guys, time to thrash around with the BL2S. Looks like there was a couple dirt bikes here before me. Love going through the turns with this. You see the dirt flying off the side. Because the body's closed, you don't really see it spray out the back of it. So yeah, you definitely want to hit some turds hard with this thing. Now this action is better. You can definitely see the dirt flying off of it. That's what it's all about. And I gotta tell you, it's muscling through this stuff. This is some pretty loose sand. I gotta rip it through this berm here. Get up on the high side, nice. Ground clearance is kind of an issue with these. See if I can get some air off these ripples here. A little bit of air, there we go. All right, come back through this section. No real air there. Now we gotta see what the VXL does on 3S. Oh yeah, definitely way faster. Look at that. That loose sand, not a problem now. Yeah, not even getting high sided, just blasting through everything. See what it does through the berm? Oh yeah, way better. But just got to dominate these ruts over here. Yeah, we got air off of it this time. Spin this thing back around. How sick does that look? Yeah! Can't get enough of this spot here. Nice.
You know, it's been a while since I've driven a Traxxas Rally Car, and I honestly forgot how much fun these things are. They're just a great performer, both on-road and off-road. The big change to them was obviously the heavy-duty kit. They're just much more durable now. Rolled these things over quite a few times. There's no issues to report. I've gone over the cars, and so far I just found one leaky shock on one car. And I did find that the bodies get a little bit difficult to take off when sand gets into the clips and the posts and everything. But one issue I do have with both cars that I wish Traxxas did address was the amount of dirt that collects inside that chassis. I think they should have given us some mud guards, some inner fender wells or something, to help divert some of that dirt out, because it got packed into these cars and I'm still dumping dirt out from them. But overall, they're just a blast to drive. We've known that. If you've been in RC for a while, you've seen these cars. They're just a lot of fun. If you're getting into RC, again, these are blasts for all-purpose use. The only thing you can't really do with these is send them off big jumps. you technically shouldn't. And when you do jump them, you're gonna have to do a little bit of throttling to get the nose of them up. Otherwise, you're just gonna catch the front end, endo over on you. But overall, a great time with these. Now we gotta get into, you know, why you would pick one over the other. And a big thing is power and price. So before we get into the power, I do wanna go and show you guys the top speed run with the VXL. All right, guys, we're gonna do one more test, this time with the optional 19-tooth pinion gear that comes with the VXL model. All right, I've got my GNSS in there. We'll get it started up, send it up the street. The track's nice and straight. Spin it around, and here we go. That's moving. Nice smooth braking, spin it around. It's a fun car. I love how the noses drops down. All right, stop and read. There we go, 55 miles an hour out of the box with just a pinion gear swap, 3S battery pack. That's pretty quick. So obviously speed's a big factor for a lot of people, and that's when you would lean towards the VXL model. You could really hit some screaming speeds with this thing with that 19-tooth pinion gear. Just remember, that's not something you should run on for general driving. You should go back down to the 13-tooth so you don't overheat your electronics. But I wouldn't count out the BL2S. It is quick for what the system is that's in here. And remember, coupled with the heavy-duty parts, this is really a solid machine. So if you got some younger drivers that would be, you know, wheeling this thing, it's one of those cars where you can just drop a battery pack in, go, and not worry about it. Where the VXL, you got more power, and if you start hitting things, that's when, you know, maybe some damage could be done. But, you know, they've got all the heavy duty parts on here now, so it's going to take a lot of abuse before something happens to it. Just a quick side note, you know, I was running these things in below freezing temperatures, below 30 degrees. So I think they would get a few more miles per hour out of them for top speed runs and such. It's just, you know, cold weather wreaks havoc on LiPo batteries. But nonetheless, you know, these were some pretty respectable speeds. Now let's talk about price, because that is actually probably the biggest factor for a lot of people. A lot of people are on budgets now. And if you're looking for a budget machine, the $330 price tag is much more reasonable than the $430 price tag. The other thing to take into account is you still have to buy a battery and charger. So for a basic 2S combo from Traxxas, you're looking about $70, and for a basic 3S combo of a LiPo battery and charger from Traxxas, you're looking at $90. So this is going to be $120 more than this one. And you also have to remember that this has a few better parts on it than the BL2S version does. But again, it's a solid machine. This is a better machine. And the final factor I want to throw out to you guys is, are you going to upgrade it? Would it be better if you save that $120 and put it towards the upgrades that you wanted to in the BL2S version? So obviously I can't make all the decisions for you, but hopefully I've armed you with everything you need to know in order to pick the right rally car for you. I'll have links for everything in the video description below. Thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you back soon for some more RC Driver videos.